Because I don't know how long Elliot can keep up the facade, right? I don't know why he's here.
Yeah.
Just the truth. Like, Elliot's about as shallow as a pond in a desert. Like, he's very narcissistic, and she's going to find out very quickly, even more so if she doesn't already know that. Thought, like, coming back, he would be trying to save face or, like, redeem himself. Like, one of my friends was in a relationship with a narcissist for, like, 10. Her is that, like, they don't actually have real feelings. So I do feel like Elliot is a narcissist. Be different for you. I really was.
It's really disheartening to hear that insight into Elliot, and so I don't feel good. But
you see, the thing is, though, the issue that I'm having here with this whole Elliot and Veronica relationship / Lauren is that it feels like Veronica is trying to focus more on trying to find out dirt on Elliot rather than trying to actually get to know him herself and then trying to figure out whether or not this guy is full of shit or not. You know what I mean? So it's like her actions towards Elliot right now aren't based on what she knows of him. They're based on what she's heard of him. Do you see what I'm saying? The only thing that she knows of him is obviously the experience that they had at the wedding day, at the honeymoon, and also at the first ceremony that they were at. Well, dinner party, should I say, with that? Obviously, Elliot addressed himself incorrectly, but then he did obviously apologize at the ceremony. But she's just still wanting to instigate, like, still want to find out certain things. And to go to Lauren out of all people is crazy. Lauren has, like, she's not in a position where she can say anything positive about Elliot, and why would she? You know what I mean? Some people may look at it as, oh, yeah, she's trying to sabotage their relationship, but to be honest with you, the woman is still hurt or still, you know, bothered about it because it's still kind of fresh to her. So you can't blame her for feeling what he's feeling. But to be fair, there's something that she did say. She said that, you know, I know someone who's with a narcissist for 10 years, so I know this and that. Yeah, she shouldn't be saying it, because that means you're basically projecting what happened to your friend, not what happened to yourself. You see what I'm saying? What happened to someone else isn't the thing that happened to you. Like, you shouldn't use it as an example per se. But that can be subjective. But nonetheless, though, let's continue.
the reason why I put these guys ahead is just because I feel that there's like a level of openness and a level of vulnerability that I haven't seen from you yet.
Jackie, physically.
You see, I feel like she's doing Jackie there, you know, trying to use other people as an example of how she wants him to be. Yeah, it's not a good way of communicating. I just feel like Veronica's created her own problems right now. Rather than wait for Elliot to create his own problems, she's looking for them. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, this interaction was quite interesting.
On appearance, I actually would have ranked her higher. But
Really? Do you think she's more attractive than Jamie?
I do.
Rough?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going to Lauren, but to sit there and say and call another customer rough, that's nasty work.
I think she's very driven in her career. Something like that's very attractive.
Bring her in front of Jackie.
She should have been for Jackie. Yeah.
Scruffy women who have a strong drive-in career.
Well, this confirms that Lauren is a very judgmental person. That's not good look. I would have picked up on that. I would have picked up on it straight away. And to be honest with you, I would have pulled her up on it. We don't need to be doing that. Listen, we've been given this, whatever you call it, this experiment. And this is my list for my reason. That's it. Leave it as that. It's not that deep. You know what I mean?
If I was matched with someone who wasn't successful, I would probably hate them.
Not about.
Nasty work. Judgmental and listen, it's crazy because she was saying a whole lot like Elliot to a certain degree in that scene. But nonetheless, though, let's get into this kerfuffle that went down with the twins. Yeah, multiple twins.
The little things like tell them what the real problem is that you're having.
Little things also matter, Steve. Don't forget that Ben's happy in her relationship with Adrian. She looks tired, exhausted, and sad. Deserves a kind, loving partner.
Said to him, let's have a conversation where we say what you need from me and what I need from you. We got to a disagreement and ended. But
what does showing up look like for you?
honestly, just acknowledge that I exist would be really.
I'm not being funny, but if somebody says just to acknowledge that I exist, that's crazy, man. I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't. The sad thing about that answer is that it doesn't actually explain anything. What do you mean when you say acknowledge that I exist? You know, examples has to be given. The fact that she couldn't give an example, it wasn't exactly good.
Nice. And I felt like I'm constantly asking questions, or I'm constantly complimenting, even just asking him questions about what food he likes, you know, like, because I want to know, I want to get to know him.
This is all about Adrian right now. So you can confidently sit here and say that you don't partake in any of these problems.
Every time we have an
That's
absolute...
not on me.
Yeah, that's you not communicating properly.
No, actually, no. It's actually ridiculous.
You see, the problem that we have here is that we've got Adrian's sisters who are commenting based on what Adrian's told them. Then got a Finnish sister commenting what she's told them. But at the same time, given that, okay, yes, Adrian's their brother, so they're going to be protective, 100%. But given the fact that, you know, they're all women, and one of the twins is actually a mother too anyway, you would think that maybe they would actually try and relate a little bit more to Athena. But at the same time, though, I guess if Athena isn't exactly answering the questions in a way that feels open to the fact that she's also gonna refer to herself in the relationship, like maybe what she can do, whatever, I can understand. But look at it this way. Forget about what we've seen. Let's put this in the perspective of what you've heard. Your brother's come to you, told you this. You know what I mean? Now you're trying to see if this woman can kind of explain herself in a way that says, okay, it makes sense. I guess for Athena, she wasn't, but it's hard because I do feel sorry for Athena in this scene.
When I said I'm upset, do you know what you say afterwards? Every time? That's a you problem.
Can I just really, it's really hard for anyone, not just Adrian, but to continuously show up for someone when you are focusing a lot on the negatives.
He hasn't even shown up, so let's just stop it there. He has not even shown up. Not even once.
I was talking.
He has not even shown up. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, she's got a point about this whole, you know, negative. But the thing is, though, how can you focus on the positive if the person you're with doesn't ever bring the positives into the relationship? You know, like, yeah, that's yeah. The sisters were definitely just wanting to protect their brother. That's it. There was no trying to hear anyone else out. For the most part, especially the Reddit sister. That girl had zero care.
She said to me, she goes, when I'm ready to talk about my son, I will talk about her son. To everyone.
That's not exactly how the conversation went.
Everyone, okay, let me finish. I'm comfortable to talk about her son, I will talk. And that's what she said to me.
I have to agree, someone with a son, if I had said to someone, I don't want to speak of my son, I would hope that they would take that very seriously.
You said, when the time is right, you'll open up about your son. That's not the conversation how it went.
Something to that effect. You just said that.
Yeah, we said, you said when you were ready, you would speak about him.
I actually brought up my son a few times, just randomly here and there.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That they they definitely had her in a corner where it was challenging because, but yeah, that's what you said though. You know that you speak about your son when you're ready, and then like now she's like, well, I just bring him up a few times. Yeah, that doesn't mean nothing. Like, yeah, you cool. Yeah, you may have brought up your son whenever you did, but that's not necessarily confirmation that you're ready to talk about your son. But we know that communication with these two has not been great in any shape or form. We know their communication, you know, abilities have been absolutely appalling. So yeah, there's that too.
And that's actually true. Well, actually, of course she did. She's a fantastic mother. So how about we lose that attitude about her being a mother? How dare you? How dare you? I make comments about my son all the time.
Just lower the decibel.
No, how dare you? Like, you're a
No,
beautiful
it's a
person.
mother.
You give on a daily basis. You have so much light that you share with everyone, and I don't see any of that light in you today.
So, but you guys came in very aggressive. Jasmine was simply asking, how do you perceive showing up, right? And you couldn't even answer that question. So
I think the thing is though, with Adrian's sisters, they made very good points to how Athena was unable to answer said questions, and when she did answer said questions, she'd only speak about only how Adrian did this, Adrian did that. But it's a bit of a sticky one, to be fair, because I see their point, but at the same time though, they never allowed her to finish talking either, to be honest with you. They should have just allowed her to finish her whole points, because maybe at the end of her point she was going to say something that held herself accountable for whatever she would have needed to hold herself accountable if there was anything. Yeah, but then at the same time though, it does feel like the sisters have probably babied Adrian for a long time, you know what I mean? Their brothers are probably like their babies, you know what I mean? So they just enable them potentially. There is that. It's just one of those things where there's very good points being made by the sisters, but at the same time, you can tell that no matter how this would have gone down, they were going to be on their brother's side regardless anyway. There was never going to be a point where they were looking out for the right thing, if that makes sense.
Oh my God.
It's
Because,
like,
do you know why? Because when I said I just want to be seen just the least
of showing up, I think, you know, you have this expectation.
No, actually, I had zero expectation. You've not been there for the last few weeks. And I was
There's like no reasoning with unreasonable people.
back at you, babe. I'm going to say right now, I'm not going to tolerate this kind of behaviour anymore.
Okay.
Trust me, you, your brother, no one.
Look, you can put a ribbon on a garbage bin, but what is that? It's still trash. Yeah. Like, let's just be honest.
Damn. I mean, it's clear that Adrian obviously has no emotion towards Athena at all now, because you know the way it went down, he didn't even try and kind of like defend Athena at any point, which is what he should have done if he wanted to be with her. And even at the end there, when the sisters were trash talking again, didn't exactly, you know, say, well, that's my wife you're talking about, blah blah blah. So this really exposed that Adrian really just wasn't that bothered. You know what I mean? Because if he was, and when I say bothered, I mean He wasn't even bothered or caring about how the situation was handled. Like he could at least say to his sisters, hey, you know what though, she is right, you know. I have made these mistakes. I have done these things, and that's why we are where we are, you know. And that's that. But I'm saying, like, there was no form of defense at all, which screams 1,000 words. Anyway, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.